Hi guys, so the footage you just seen was a little bit of footage I took earlier last week actually, where I split the 1-inch square tube into C-section using a really temporary jig. It worked really well actually, just the old piece of pallet, and screwed a few pieces of wood in there and drew some lines and ran the angle grinder up the 1-inch tube, and it split pretty nicely. It turned out to be a really good way to split square tube into chassis rails. I mean, if you try to put them in your vise here, it tends to collapse and it's a mess. So just lying it inside a channel of wood and running that angle grinder up there worked really well. So yeah, I'm quite pleased. I'll do that again. This is, oh yeah, the build. This build is the one that I mentioned in one of my other videos when I was talking about starting the cab over, the other cab over, the white Freightliner, the 50s bubble nose. So this is the other truck, being a more modern cab over. So I thought I'd get started on the chassis rails at least, and a few other bits and bobs. As I've mentioned before, I really like the patina on this steel, and that's why I got it. It has a nice old chassis kind of look to it, you know, bubbling paint, bit of rust coming up. It has the, whatever this was from, the square tube being a maybe a barbecue leg or something. It's got these other insert bits here that are already in it for extending the leg for whatever it was, and that's going to be mighty fine for using as a tab, to put that on there like that and stretch the chassis. So that's kind of good. I will tack weld in the back here. I won't weld on the top or the side here. I want to retain this black paint patina as much as I can. And yeah, homemade rails, man. Anyone can do it. I had a look online, and standard rails were in the about $100 in my currency. And if you add shipping onto that, yeah, you can forget that. No bloody way. Not when you can do this. So far, $0 on the chassis, so that's good. Also, did a bit of work on the hubs here for the front wheels. I still haven't worked out my wheelbase yet. It'll come to me. So, and the other thing I was working on is the front axle. Let me get myself. This axle, excuse me, is a. Oh, you'll notice there's these hex here. They're just loose. There's no pin. The only reason I've got those there is because these wheels have a hex on the back. These cheap aluminium wheels. So they must have been for a 4x4 or a 6x6. Because this is freewheeling here, I just got them with no pins. So that's why there's that madness. I made my own plates here, top and bottom, because I don't have U-bolts. And I used these things here to make those. These are off for computers. They cover the PCI slots on a server. So yep, excuse me. So I cut those, drilled them where I had to, and I mounted them top and bottom of the axle with some over length bolts, which I'll cut down to length. These are 25mm I think, and so I'll cut about 5 off because I don't have any 20s. The leaf springs are generic, no brand leaf spring packs off other normal leaf springs that I buy, and the main leaf, the top one, is RC 4-wheel drive short wheelbase version for the TF2 Trailfinder 2 short wheelbase leaf spring, and they're quite a lot shorter eye to eye than a normal crawler or a trail truck leaf spring, and eye to eye they're only about 5mm shorter than the leaf springs used for the Tamiya trucks. So yeah, they're not a bad substitute if you don't have any semi-truck leaf springs. And with these being so short, it allows me to put the axle right up the front of the chassis. That probably doesn't look good, does it? Which means I can have the wheel right up front, which is the look I'm going for. Those old cab overs, those cabs almost stopped right at the wheel, and I mean they were real close to the front of the truck, and so that's going to look good. I think some of the Tamiya trucks, the wheel's too far back for a cab over for my liking. I want it right up there, so that should be good. These are just budget, cheap, unbrand aluminium semi-truck rims and tyres from AliExpress that I bought quite some time ago. What else? That's pretty much it, really. I cut these and started thinking about how wide I want to put them. So I built this assembly so I could get an idea of where the width has to be, and it's pretty much the same as Tamiya. Rails 63mm outside edge to outside edge is what I'm going to do. So I'll weld these together at some stage and make the chassis rails properly and hang this off the front. Yeah, once I've got this rail, I can set it up and just hang the suspension underneath that and build her up, and then build the cab, I suppose. What else about this? I've got everything else in the running gear stakes. I've got the 2 axles inside, got an old RC4 drive, what is that, a 2-speed transmission, I think, that I'll use in this. Both the discs have locking rears. They got a wee cable thing in them. What else can I tell you about this build? Actually, see these wee hub things I put in here. I'll get out of the light. They're axial 8-holer beadlock hubs. I brought a whole bunch of those to use on the back of the Fat Betty truck. That's what its rims are on the back of that, but I didn't use these, so I've cut these down a wee bit, modified them, and they sit inside here quite nicely. So at least I won't have this big garish nut in the middle. I'll have that instead. It won't turn, it will be this thing will be stationary in the middle, but this will turn, so it might look a bit weird, but it'll work. I've tested it. That's it really, guys. I'm pretty much at a loss of what else to say about this model. It's pretty early days, so I've got plenty of spare of this, which will be my Crossmembers that I need to put in. I'll cut that up to about shorter lengths. Should be fun. ones. So I've got the Crossmembers done. These ones are just a single C section. These ones here I have drilled out one of them and plug welded them, turn them into like I-beam almost, or back-to-back C section that you see in some chassis. So yeah, I need to cut these out, scallop them out and all that sort of thing to fit them. I've got a bit of work to do on these yet, but they definitely have that nice patina about them. It's good. It's the look I'm going for. Where I did the joins here, I've just tacked it on the inside like I said I was gonna, with that pre-existing tab, and they don't look too bad on this side, on the outside, so it's good. You don't have to worry about this being quite weak, because I'm probably only going to go about that far back and cut that off, and where there's a twin skin right here is where I want to mount the walking beam, so there'll be nothing that is weight or anything. The only thing past here will be mud flaps and lights, so it doesn't matter that that's not particularly well, I mean, it's not going anywhere and it's a toy and it wouldn't bloody matter, but yeah, so that's about all I'm going to do for this video. It's over 10 minutes long already, most of it's just me talking shit, so if you're still here, well done. Just another side project really. I was thinking of building this as a Peterbilt cab over, mainly because I've already got the lapel pin that I can use as an emblem on the front, and also because I think they look cool, to be fair. But I may make a Mac cab over instead. We'll see, who knows. It doesn't matter, it can be whatever. Knowing me, I'll build the chassis and it'll just sit for a long time anyway, so there's plenty of time for making those decisions. I've got other projects to get on with in the meantime. Probably the next thing I'm going to do is get back onto that boat over there in the next video, so this was just a little bit of a wander into another side project. Anyway guys, that's about it. I'm going to go and chillax inside. I'm feeling a bit under the weather today, so I'm going to go and watch some YouTube videos. Yeah, I'll catch you on the next video. See you later. Bye now.